Good morning, guys. This is Gate Talk with B. Just want to start this episode off by saying I thank all of you for the continuing support, the encouragement, the downloads, the shout outs, all for, my first episode. I thank you guys. Again, these are just the rough draft topics that I'm kind of just going until June 7th to keep you guys encouraged along the pathway to just keep you guys motivated. Today is Tuesday. I'm sure we all have started our week great. We had an awesome week last week, and this week we're going to claim that this week is awesome as well. Today's topic is just going to be a kind of a broad over topic, kind of piggybacking from the distractions that come along your pathway. That I spoke on last episode. So this one's a little different. This one is that distraction when it comes to your children. This is when we have to instill into our kids as well that the things that come in their life as well is okay to deal with. It's okay to cry. It's okay to understand and not understand, and I think that we're all pretty open when it comes to talking with our children, but how open are we? Are we open enough for your children to come when they are feeling down, depressed, and the same feelings that we get, Are as your children able to come to you during the times where they're frustrated, during the times where they feel unloved, during the time where they feel like you may be wrong, Are your kids able to come to you and say, Ma, or Dad, this is what's going on right now? We have to create that communication channel for our kids. And I know I'm guilty of it myself, I'm pretty old school when it comes to raising my children. It's more so like I'm the adult, you are the kid. I'm here to teach you, and you're here to learn, and I'm going to steer you right. But sometimes we have to take a step back and allow our children to teach us. Allow our children to give us a different meaning, give us a different pathway on ourselves. I have almost teenagers and one teenager, and of course I have the baby. So with my parenting, I'm all around the board. I'm more dealing with the distractions of a teenage girl. My daughter's turning 14 this year. So with myself, it's more stricter for raising her, because I'm feeling like if I don't stop it now, if I don't grasp hold her to her now, she's 14 and she'll jump out there and she'll do the things that I did, and she'll, get different brought ups. And I have to take a step back and understand that my daughter is not me. My daughter can't live the life that I live because she's not me. Her purpose doesn't have the same purpose as myself. I went through the things that I went through in order for me to become the woman I am now, to walk into my purpose, which I am walking into now. For me to be that woman to speak on topics, and for me to be that relatable person out there, I had to go through that. So that same story isn't made for my child. So I cannot raise her on the same, I don't want to be a little wrong here, but I just cannot raise her on the same values that I feel that she's missing, because she's not. She's loved, she's smart, she's educated, she's successful, and all I have to do is meet her where she is, instead of me trying to take her to a place that I feel she should go. As parents, we have to meet our children halfway and allow them to express themselves. Allow them to understand that they have a choice. They have a voice. They have the right, and, within guidelines, to speak up. To speak up and say, Mom, Dad, caregiver, teacher, friend, this is who I am, and no matter what age, I'm teaching my children to speak on that. Grasp that individuality that you have within yourself, hold on to it, and you grow off of it. I think a lot of the things that us parents went through is because we didn't have anyone telling us what our purpose was. We didn't have anyone telling us that this is the way you handle it. It was kind of, we're all kind of old school with it. And it was, you're a child. Stay in a child's spot. You don't know your place. You don't know what you want right now. You don't have an idea. Go to school. Do what I'm telling you to do. And those way of thinking can be detriment to a child, because here that child is ready to explore and, peek at their individuality. And here we are telling them, no, that's not who you are. As an adult, I mean, how does that feel? That's someone coming into me now and telling me, Basha, that's not for you. Why are you speaking? Go back into healthcare. You're good as a CNA. You're good as a PCT. I don't know about podcasting right now. Just step back. That's not a good feeling. That's that kind of feeling that we're learning to overcome and overgrow, the naysayers. And we can't be the naysayers in our own children's life if we don't allow that in our lives, It's a different level. I don't say, your child should be wild and disrespectful and just do what they feel. But I do feel that within guidelines of their individuality, their dream, their goals, we should tap into it. We don't want to get so caught up into life and think everything is okay. And we look back and our children are hurting. We already have exposed them to so many different situations because of ourselves, whether it's relationships, whether it's the stability, whether it's the moving schools, whatever it may subject your children to, they have to deal with it. So why can't we turn around and tap into what they're going through, because we're kind of building this pathway on ourselves, but we have to know that our children aren't going to take the same pathway. I talk to my kids as I'm back here and myself speaking. I speak on my children. I tell them, what is your purpose? What do you want to do? What do you dream of? What do you want to tap into? What can we do for you now to make sure your purpose is fulfilled and you're walking in your true light now? God has to meet your children where they are too. And that's what we have to understand, that the same connection and the same energy that God gives us, He gives it to our children. For anything, the children get it more. He has his hands on your children's lives way deeper than He has it on your life, because He knows children are the future. And if the devil knows that your child is holding on to a gift, your child is holding on to a talent, to a voice, to something that can potentially change the outlook of this world, for the generation and generation to come, the devil will grasp that. So that's why we have a lot of issues when it comes to our children and their behaviors and different things that we see, this is not you. We have to step back and understand that the devil can get them too. The devil can have his hands on your child and you don't even understand. And what you're doing is you're disciplining to the point where you're exhausted and you don't know what to do. And instead of telling yourself, Basha, that's not your child, or, whoever's listening right now, that's not your child. Your child is trying to grow within their purpose, and what's going on right now is that distraction. They're getting distracted by every obstacle that can possibly stop them from fulfilling their purpose, because your children have a purpose. The time you're conceived, the time your child is born, it's their own individuality. And that's why I'm big on allowing your kids to express themselves, allowing your kids to let you know who they are. We can't tell a child who they are. We can't tell a child the way they're supposed to dress. We can only alter and make sure it's within guidelines of a respectability and your values that you teach them. But we cannot control the colors, the haircut, the shoes they like. I'm at a point where, like I said, I have 4 children and I can go in the store and I have 4 different individual outfits that I will see in my cart. Because my children are all different and I raise them and I get the individuality relationship with them different. Of course, we do things as family, and we have family talks and we have family gatherings, and I keep family around. But each little time out the day, I pull 1 or 2 to the side, or today I may focus on you coming to the store with me, and I'm kind of talking to them. How you feeling? What do you want to do? What can mom help you with? What can dad? What can grandma? What can, aunt? What can cousin, friend? What can we help you with in order for you to feel whole? Because what we fail to realize is children have to feel complete too. And I know we get caught up into, as parents, feeling like they complete us, but we have to complete them too. We have to tap into our children's lives and understand that we cannot come in and run their life in a way that is dictated on every choice they make. Because what that allows them to do is for them to be silent. For them to feel as if, I can't say anything because all my life I have been told this is how it's supposed to be. So when they're 18, they're 19, they're 25, they're 26, now they're falling into those relationships where dictatorship is, it's being ruled. Your daughter's into a relationship where she's allowing a man to control. Because look what you have did. Look how they have been silent their whole life. You haven't given them that, that resource to tap into, that it's okay to voice. When something is not right, when you don't want something, speak on it. That's why I'm having this topic today, because I'll feel short of myself if I can encourage a woman, a man, an adult out there to keep going, to follow your purpose, to believe in your dream, and you don't talk to your youth, you don't talk to the children when they are the future. So it's okay for us to build ourselves back up. But remember, during the times that we're depressed, we're down, we're going through, your children are watching. Your children are now tapping into those depression, anxiety, down moments. And you don't want that to channel into that being a part of them. So you have to now encourage them. When you're now encouraged, you reach back and say, yes, mommy had a bad day. These are the days that will come. But I want you to know that I'm here for you, and this is how we're going to handle it together. Because I may need you to encourage me one day, and I may need to encourage you. No matter what age your children are your children. I want my children to understand that I am here through it all. 18? No. 25? No. How about when I die and when you bury me? And that's what I'm going to be to the end. And through the end, I want to encourage my children to be yourself. I don't care how many channels you go through, whether you're pop rock today and rap tomorrow, whatever you choose, you are an individual that has that right. And as Black, generation, we do have a stereotype that we put over our children, that they should be athletes, ball players, and the girls should be, hairdressers and, CNAs, healthcare field. I don't teach my children that. I teach them whatever you want to tap into, whatever you feel like your calling and your gift is, I will tap into that with you. We can do that together. And I think that's what a lot of the Black youth is missing. We're missing someone to come into our lives and tell us it's okay to be different, to tap into what we feel is right, not what the generation and what our peers feel. I know me growing up, I'm prominently from the Black neighborhood. I'm prominently from the areas that, people don't see success coming out of. And that's okay. I'm very much proud of where I come from, and I still go around, and I still hang, and I still communicate with the same friends I have had for years. But they know Basha, and they know the different talents that I tap into. So I'm able to tap into my talents and tap into my individuality and still go around and can tap into being that same Basha. That's just me. So you have to tell your kids that the same. It's okay to be you and still go around your peers and your family and your history and your roots. But you can branch out and be who you want to be. You don't have to be a podcaster because your mom's a podcaster. You don't have to like radio and YouTube because I want to do that. You can draw, be quiet, go in nature. Whatever you choose to do, tell your children it's okay. Tap into it and meet them where they are. We're always asking them to, live up to our expectation. Is it okay for us to live up to theirs? That's a topic that I want us all to marinate on right now. How open is the communication channel with you and your children? Think on that. I don't never want to question someone's parenting or tell someone parenting how it should go or parenting 101. That's not who I am, because I fall short every day. I'm not I feel like I'm an amazing mom, but I'm not the best communicator. I can be very stern and very tough. And I had to understand that I can't build that wall up and like I'm mom and allow my children to break it down. No. That wall should be broke down, and you should be to your children. Your children shouldn't have to get to you. You should be right there, meeting them where they stand and allowing them to express their thoughts, their anger, their happiness, their, whatever it is at that moment. You should allow your child to express that, because who are we to substitute them from their purpose? We're vessels of this blessing. That's our children, but they're God's children too. And He has a purpose for them, and He has to align that purpose in their life. so they grow to their potential, their full potential. And over the time, we'll dip into different topics. We'll dip into different